Right, good morning everybody. I hope you're all fit and well. Today we have got Pilates for balance, but we always start in the same way. So let's start with some rotations. Shoulders up to your ears, and then can you do the other way? That's it. Brush your ears, bring them forward. And now let's have a backstroke. Turn the palms outwards. So thumbs down, palms out. And try and keep your shoulders straight, or try and keep your torso straight to the front. Another run day today, that's why I'm coughing. I'm forward. Opening up those lungs, destroying my leg muscles. And now let's open out. So bring the knee up and take it round. And bring it back in again, ladies and gentlemen. How high can you get your knee? One more. And hold it there. Now I want you to step just outside your hip distance, well, quite a bit outside your hip distance. Knee soft, bottom under. And rotate. So what you're doing is you're really tucking your bottom under and the other way. Hold it there, bring it back up. Let's have a trunk rotation. Fancy a trunk rotation. Sort that posture, sort the balance. We'll come back to that. Elbows level with the shoulder. Bend your knees. Rotate from here upwards. So you're trying to look behind you, but always remember to keep your head where it is. So don't detach it from your body. So don't keep looking at the screen while you turn with it. That was nice. Back to the middle. Let's do a head rotation. No further than the shoulder. Ooh. You know what I forgot to turn on? I forgot to turn on my lights. So we'll do that before the roll down. And back to the centre. Give a bit of a shake. The poof's not needed at the moment, but the poof is trying to make its way into my life. You can still see it there in the video. Let's turn the lights on. So we've got disco. We've also got Josie Jump down here, ready to join in. I've wanted one of those for a long, long time, and now my friend's done it for me. Right, before I move to the back of the mat, let's set some posture. Feet facing forward, hip distance apart. So like that, make sure they're facing forward. If you're like that, just bring them forward. I need you to look down, because we all think we're in the right position and we're not sometimes. In fact, the majority of the time. You might say, I don't need to look at my feet, they're straight. Just look. Right. So now they're straight. I want you to press through your big toes. This is Pilates for balance, so it's right from the offset. Push through your big toes and you will feel automatically like you're more balanced. Imagine that your foot is splattered into the floor. The arch of your foot suckered in, everything really, really fixed there. And you feel very, very balanced and centred. And that's because your feet are hip distance apart and you're trying to work through the toes to gain your balance. But once you push through the big toes, every other toe just follows suit. Now, if your knees are locked, if you're like this, yes, nice and tall and straight, just do that, and do that. So you slightly bend your knees, you tuck your bottom under, which puts all of here on high alert. You take the shoulders up to the ears, and as you're doing it, you're lifting your chest, but don't let the bottom come out again. So the feeling should be quite tight and everything held in. Right, let's start to roll down. Put your chin in your chest and roll it all the way down. Now this, oh my goodness, is my favourite today because of this hamstring. Hi Josie, jump. Now, in my good leg, I can feel it slightly in the calf, coming up to the back of the hamstring. In the bad leg, from the calf all the way up to my bottom. Bend your knees, uncurl vertebrae by vertebrae. Squeeze your head with your arms. I don't know if you remember last week, I was talking about this leg, and I said I would assess my gait. Squeeze your head with your arms and take your shoulders away. Brady bunch down the sides and hold at the shoulders. So yes, I did assess my gait today. My running style. Push it back. Try and clap at the back. And realised I was actually leaning all onto my left side, which is why there was a problem. I tried to even it up, but I'll get there. And to the front. If I hadn't have noticed or figured it out, or tried to figure it out, my leg would have been worse today. Up to the ceiling. Try and touch the ceiling. Over to one side. And the other. Bring it back to the centre. That's it. Keeping the chest. Let's have another roll down. Glue your chin into your neck all the way. Think I'm going to have to get my roller onto my bottom. That's not nice. It's really not. Both hands on your right leg, right arm in the air. So don't worry if you're looking at me and it looks like I've got my hands on my left leg. That's because I have. I'm trying to mirror you and to the other side, but I'm not quite sure which of the applications flips it. Bring it back. Bend your knees and uncurl vertebrae by vertebrae. Arms in the air. And lifting the chest. One more now. Chin into the neck. Let's roll down. Breathing it through. Bend your knees, keeping the knees apart. Uncurl vertebrae by vertebrae to keep your knees apart. Push through your big toes. If you are lucky enough to have a yoga block, you can put one in between the knees to stop your knees from knocking. Because that's what they want to do. So bring it back to this posture. Let's reset, make sure the feet are facing forward. Press through your big toes and push your knees outwards. When you push your knees outwards, you're going to start to feel all the muscles in your legs joining in, basically. Right, so our first pose, yoga pose, or Pilates pose we're going to do today is a warrior three, because we're working on the balance. So I'm going to put all my weight on my good leg, and I'm going to turn this way, moving slightly forward because of my dodgy floor. So we take one leg to the back, the leg that's going to come up in the air, and we set it up heel to heel. So I have my right leg at the front and my left leg at the back. So my feet look like 10 o'clock, okay? Heels in line. Then I'm bringing the shoulders back here. I just did an overcompensation there, so when it rectifies, I'm straight. Arms in the air. So right now I'm stretching my back calf, but what I'm thinking about is putting all of the weight onto my front leg. So I'm bending some more into the knee. I'm going to lift my back heel, tilt forward slightly so everything is on this leg, and lift the back leg. Once my back leg is lifted, the next thing I'm looking at or thinking about is my level hip. What I don't want is that. So my hips are facing the floor. Once that's sorted, I straighten my leg. Now, poof, yeah, he knew he was coming in. You can put your hands on the poof, or you can put your hands on the floor. But your warrior three, your arms are next to your head. So you could do one, and do here, or here. Give it a go. Now, those of you that have seen my yoga pose of the week for this week, I realise I'm all very wobbly on that one. So your balance changes from day to day. So going up and coming down as many times as you want. I'm going to give it another go because it gives here a bit of relief. So I always start with my warrior one because it's a great calf stretch, and believe it or not, feel it coming up here. So then thinking about this, bending more into the knee, getting more from the stretch, but then lifting the heel up, tilting forward. arms next to the ears, lift up, straighten the leg. All right, your turn to change sides. Off you go. I'm going to have a drink and come back to the same side. But you're changing. So when I set up on this side now, shake that out a bit. Knees soft, really soft and bent. Arms out. So I'm getting a bit quicker at my setup. Ooh, 3 on one leg. Okay, remember you can go up and down as many times as you want. Hands on the floor, hands on the poof, hands on the sofa. 3, 2, 1. Shake it out, grab a drink. Okay, we're starting to warm up a little bit now, just in case you weren't already. And we're moving it on from the Warrior 3. So that was a very short one. Your next one is a chair. So I had to slip that one in slightly, but there are different stages. And I'm going to show you them, and we're all going to join in. Set your posture. Feet hip distance apart, facing forward, just look down. Now, when you sit down, I want you to tilt your hips to the back. Whatever you want with your hands, tilt those hips to the back. Keeping the knees apart as well, tucking the bottom under, lift your chest. Keep tilting the hips to the back. Now, by doing that, I'm really engaging my glutes. My toes feel like they want to lift up, which is a good thing because it means that you are actually in the right position. Tucking the bottom under will engage the core as well as your glutes. Breathe in, breathe out. Give it a bit of a shake. All right, and another one. Breathe in, breathe out. How low can you go while still keeping the chest up? Tilt those knees back, keep the chest up, tuck the bottom under. Bit lower. Ooh, feeling it all around there now. One more. Keeping the knees apart. 3, 2, 1. Shake it off. I like that. Not only getting warm, but really feeling the work here. It's what it was made for, Pilates. Now, the next section. You're not actually putting any weight on your on one of your legs. Obviously, the supporting leg you are. Imagine that's what your toes look like. So much room in between all of your toes. Your balance is amazing. You will never fall over. It's just like that. Don't lean into it, because you're going to sit down on your back leg. So if I wanted to, I'd say do a bit of a dance with the leg, and you could do some river dance without moving your body. Tilt the hips to the back, tuck the bottom under. All the time remembering this. You see, I'm having to talk to myself about that. Shoulders back, bottom under. All the emphasis on this leg now. That's what your toes look like in your socks on this supporting leg. Breathe in. Shake legs, shake a leg, and change sides. So, with my professional artistic license, I'm just going to turn this way and use the same leg. But you're not, you're going to change. So, it's here. Tuck it under, sit it down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's have another one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Do a bit of river dancing. So remember your river dance challenge. Do not move your upper body. Swing that leg. Bring it back and up. So what happened there, putting all that emphasis onto the leg. Here's working. Here's working. So you can see your core is a massive part of your balance, but all your other muscles come into play as well. So to keep you there and to stop you from wobbling. So strong body, healthy body, well-balanced body, and upright body. Okay. Moving it on to another chair. You didn't think I was leaving it there, did you? And you could do your jaunty angle, as I call it. Once again, all of your weight on one leg, cross the leg over. There's no weight on it. You can do the river dance, but you leave it there. Hands here, sit down. Tuck your bottom under. It's not as hard when you've got the leg across to tuck your bottom under, to be fair. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now with the crossover, it's actually not as easy not to put your weight on. So that is your challenge. So crossing the leg over, sit down. Tilt back, breathe in, and breathe out. Shake it off. So obviously we're taking it up, up and up. I'm going to quickly, because I'm sure you know this one, I'm going to quickly show you 2 ways to get to the hardest level. And remember, you don't have to do it. Poof. So you could have this here, sit down and then grab your ankle and put it on your thigh. Still holding onto the poof or the sofa. Another option is you put it there to start with. And then you bring it down. I actually quite like to aim to get my chest onto my shin. And then hands on the floor. Once the hands are on the floor, try and tilt your hips backwards. You'll find your bottom comes up slightly, but your stretch will increase, and that's the thing. So hopefully you're feeling it here. If you're not, it's not a big deal. It just means that you don't need to stretch your glutes as much as everybody else. Breathe in, bring it up. Shake it off, and let's change sides. So while you change sides, poof take centre stage, keep going. And I'm going to sit down and do this one. So you can sit on any chair to do it. And then bring it here. So this is the stretch. Now, if you are on your feet and not sat down, you're doing a stretch and a balance at the same time, a compound exercise. And I also think I've shown you against the wall as well. And that's a good one when you're first starting out and it's all wobbly. Because there's nothing worse than maybe getting into a class, wobbling, falling over, wobbling, and then the teacher says, right, let's move on. And you haven't actually achieved what you wanted to achieve. That's why we have yoga blocks. That's why we have a poof. Because I want everybody to achieve the move. Balance comes later. Shake it out, grab a drink. Right, we're moving on to the down dog. So I'm going to take my socks off because I'm easily distracted, and if my feet are slipping, I'm going to be thinking about that constantly, and that's not what I want. I really want to get into my down dog because it is one of my favourites. So I want you to set yourself up at the back of the mat and then come here on an angle again. Setting yourself up at the back of the mat, watch those feet. Every single time, watch those feet. So then it becomes a habit. Hopefully, you'll carry forward into your everyday life. Push through the big toes. Roll the shoulders up and lift your chest. Tuck your bottom under. Roll down. Chin into your neck. Off we go. Ooh. And walk your hands forward. Keep your heels on the floor for a while. And the reason for that, it increases the stretch from the calf. Now let's walk it further forward and you can take your heels up off the floor. Now this is a balance class, I did say. So what we're going to do now, because we are pretty well balanced, I want you to take your left hand and hold your right leg. You started to wobble yet? Move it down the leg. Ooh, and look underneath your armpit.
Push through those heels still. Have you noticed life's getting hotter?
Swap sides.
Remember as well, you don't have to do this. You can stay in your normal down dog because it's a great stretch as it is. Back to the centre. Walk your hands. And then when you're here, let the chin be glued to the leg.
Shoulders back. I'm going to squeeze my head for a bit. Squeezing my head and then taking the shoulders away from my ears. And this time I shall bring them through the front door. And opening the chest. Let's have another roll down for a down dog because we're moving on, obviously. Oh, it's from my room this morning. It's flannel. Let's go. Walking it forward.
So the next balance, we've had one hand, now going for one leg. And to be honest with you, you did the harder one first. Taking one hand off actually messes with your balance more. So let's take a leg off, shall we? In the air. Trying to get your head on your toes. And your toes on the ceiling. And bring it back. Change sides. Now I'm going to give you an option as well. Your option. Here to here. If you do 4 on each side, it gives you a really good stretch. And a good workout. Off you go. I'm going to stay with my 2 feet down for my bad leg. But remember, you're 4 on each side.
I'm going to go for this one.
If you want to join me with the 2 feet down and into the plank, go for it. And I'm going to do one more for luck. Oh, that wrist. Bring those knees down.
And kneeling. Shoulders up to your ears. And bring it back. So hopefully you're a lot warmer. Planks really do warm you up. Now we're down on the floor. We're going for some traditional Pilates, but it is still balance. So I want you on all fours. Extend one leg, which is simple enough, you'd think. But what I don't want you to do is roll your hip out. Keep the hip facing the floor. After being here for a few seconds, you're going to start to feel all there. Swap legs. Feel it all again. And back in. Swap legs again. Straighten out the hips and then take the leg out to 4 o'clock or 8 o'clock, depending on your position and leg. So feeling it all there as well. And back. Swap sides. So your mission is not to tilt your hips. That is your only mission. So for instance, if I could only see from here to here, I wouldn't know what you're doing with your legs. Right, I want you to keep changing and moving a little bit further forward so I can get my leg further. When you find your hips turning, bring it back. Don't let it turn out. And back again. Keep doing it. Start to manipulate your body. The more you know your body, the more you can make it do what you want it to do. Now, by manipulation, I mean make it work for you. I'm holding my tummy in. I'm moving it across and I'm actually tuning into it. I can feel the different muscles in my core working as my leg goes out to the side. I actually really, really like that feeling. I know what to do certain things. If I want my body to look a certain way, I know what to do. Probably won't do it because it's a lot of hard work. But the more in tune with your body you are, the quicker you'll get results. When you're even, shake those shoulders, I'm going to have a drink. And bring it back. After you shake your shoulders, had a drink, roll them back. We're moving on to the arms. So we're setting up in the same way. Knees underneath the hips, arms underneath the shoulders. Now, without moving your body, extend your left or right arm. Touch your ear. But if you remember, I said don't move. The only thing moving is the arm. So what I don't want is, okay, arm to the front, so you don't move your head. Keep going. Holding that tummy in again. Now start thinking about pressing through your fingers, every single one. Holding the tummy in, pressing through the fingers. Take the arms out to 2 and 10. Take them back to 12. You're pressed it in, you should be shaking by now. Take them back to 12 and take out to 2. Bring back to 12 and in. 12, 10, 12 and down. One more on each side and then you have a quick rest. So anybody just tuning in, if you don't know Pilates, you go, what are they doing? Just moving their arm up and down. What a waste of half an hour. Join in and then talk. Sit back, roll your shoulders. So we've had the legs moving and the arms moving. Now we're going to put the two together. But what we will be doing is being mindful, because the arms are much easier to fling. We're going to let the leg work first and then the arm will join. And then you can concentrate on not getting the arm too far. When the arm goes too far, that's when everything starts to twist up and you are not in the position that you want to be. So, I'm going to extend my right leg and my left arm. So I'm here and here. I'm going to take the right leg to 8 o'clock and then the left arm to 10. I've got this, the leg, to 4 and the arm to 2. Bring it back and down, or even 10. God, I confuse myself, never mind you. Extend right arm, left leg. Left leg to 8, right arm to 10 past, or 2 o'clock. Bring it back and down. Let's keep changing. But as you get faster, don't let the arm run away with itself. So you can bring them back together, but always lead with the leg. Now, right now, things are getting very concentrated. You are having to put your effort in. You're breathing with it. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Got to keep remembering to breathe, but because you're concentrating so hard, there will be occasions where you will forget. So I'm here to remind you. One more on each side. And bring it back. Sit back, either kneeling or pose of a child. Arms on your back. Right, we've got one more. One more before I let you go to work. Sit on your bottom. legs around to the front. Let's have a forward fold. Everybody loves a forward fold and they do so much good. Ooh, my leg. Let's have a bit of a rock. Now I want you to take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, can you get your elbows onto your legs? Alternative as well, if you're not holding your toes, is to just put your hands underneath the legs and do the same thing. Try and get down. And rock. I'm not going anywhere today. Okay, head down. Okay. So the Pilates favourite, roll the shoulders back. Now, you're going to say to me, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. And the reason you can't do it is because you're not following technique. I can assure you. Put your hands here, which is stab yourself in the middle of your thighs with your thumbs. Then open your hands and put them down on the floor. You want to do that, don't do it. Because that's not the right technique and you won't achieve what you want to achieve. Hands here, and then you'll go, oh no, I'm too heavy or my arms are too short. No, just put your hands where I've told you to. Middle of your thigh, lift your bum up. You start to feel here working. If not, hold your tummy in, make your tummy do some work. The only how you'll get that six pack is if you actually do some work with that tummy and take it further than you ever have, up and down. Now the next time you do it, I want you to lift alternate legs. Up and down, up and down. Yeah? And the last one, yes it is getting very warm in here. Fling your feet up. So you're flinging your feet and your bottom. Off you go. Fling, fling, fling. One more, hold it there. Right, your next one. Can you hover? Can you do your floating stick? I'm preparing myself. Even if it is half a second, it doesn't matter because the next time it will be a full second. 3, 2, 1. I was just skimming the floor there. I've not done that for a few months. Let's bring it forward again. And let's have a rock. Push through those heels. Back to the centre. Okay. Sitting up. Nice and tall. One hand down to the side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Both bum cheeks on the floor. Change sides. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hands in prayer. Breathe in. Breathe out. Namaste. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I hope you've had a really good class this morning. I'll see you tomorrow for some HIIT.